I wanted to add a quick note before we move on. Another reason why we're going to be going the tileable route. I think maybe some of you are thinking, well, if we want to get photoreal and human skin, why don't we just go directly from the reference? The other thing is because this character isn't, because it's fantasy based, it gives us the opportunity to split things out even more and make it more non-destructive, because in the end that's going to give us much more control when we're trying to dial this all back in for not just the color maps but the subdermal maps and the spec maps, wetness maps, all these maps. They're all going to be much easier to control and finesse when we can split stuff out. However, if you're doing a digital double that has to be the likeness of an actor, of course we would go the route of getting the photo reference such as this, cleaning it up and projecting that so we get the exact features. But because this is a fantasy character, because we're kind of off the cuff and making this stuff up, it gives us the opportunity to be a bit more creative and not be a victim or a slave to the photographs that we're given, but rather use them as reference when we're painting our details. So I just wanted to add that quick note in case you guys were wondering, because I know when we hear the word tileable, it seems very much like something you would do in games or something that won't yield a very photorealistic result. But through the week and the tutorials this week and next week, you guys are going to see how I'm actually building this up in a step-by-step process. And again, this is a relatively new technique I've discovered only out of necessity because the traditional technique wasn't working for me. And I think this is a good exercise in that, because every once in a while you'll be hit with a problem in production where your usual techniques or your usual tricks don't work. And it's in those moments that give you an opportunity to be creative, use a little bit more of your problem-solving techniques, and achieve really cool results. And I think ultimately that will help you become a better texture painter when you're able to think on the fly and still get the results that you're looking for, which is actually what ended up happening when I was working on this character, is that I tried to use my traditional techniques, some of which you've seen. If you guys have picked up my most recent Gnomon DVD, you've seen, but I just couldn't do it and get results I was happy with on this character. So I had to kind of think outside the box and basically deconstruct the skin that I was looking for, which was kind of a mixture of these two here, and getting something that I was happy with and something that I could control on every single aspect, on every single layer. So in the next demos I'll show you how we're gonna get that to happen and how we can keep things non-destructive and still be creative.